What's going on, people? Welcome back to Palace News as we'll be discussing all the latest with Crystal Palace. And of course, we'll be talking about transfer rumors as deadline day is approaching. Less than a week now left before the window closes. Zero signings, but there are players that's reported to come in. We'll see if they happen, and we'll get our thoughts ahead of the rumors as well. But as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content. T, frustrating window, you can say. It depends on if you have expectations. We're less than a week away, still haven't signed anyone. But look, I just want to start off with this. I don't understand why people are mad about some of these rumors that we're talking about. I mean, yes, there have been some players we thought that might be closer than expected with all the reports coming out. But our chairman came out and said that we're looking to do 2 loan moves. And that was our expectation going into this window. So for me, I just want to start there. Now we're heading into Tuesday, deadline day. How do you actually feel? Because for me, I had zero expectations and I'm more disappointed than actually angry. But there's been people in the fan base that's actually been angry with the lack of transfers.
I think a lot of people have been angry, and I think a lot of people probably haven't set the expectations appropriately. After hearing what Steve Parrish came out and said, and hearing all that cannon fodder and all the setup language of how hard it is to do deals in January, you just should know that not much is coming from this, or the fact that we're very much in the bargain market right now when it comes to making moves. I mean, you don't go shopping in a thrift shop looking to get designer clothes. You don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to pick up Louis, Gucci, and Fendi if I'm going to the Goodwill. It's not happening.
But to be fair, we have done that with a couple of our signings. I mean, at least £8 million. You know, we have that. We have managed to find these gems. They might have been under the covers, but we still might be, go through the rubble and find.
Hey, and at the same time, when you do it, you're super happy about it. But it's not easy to do it consistently every single window. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think what we may see happen, if we do see anything happen, it's probably going to be very late in the window. And I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe we get one signing that might be somewhat underwhelming by some people's standards. So,
yeah, let's talk about disappointments. And let's start off with, of course, the Bristol City forward, Antoine Semenyo. So the report suggesting yesterday that he could have potentially been joining Palace. But now the latest reports are that the Crystal Palace and the Southampton target, Semenyo, is now heading to Bournemouth for medical. You're going to think typical Palace. Well, look, he is penciled in for medical at Bournemouth as the Cherries have agreed a £9 million fee with Bristol City, and that's according to Sky Sports. However, Palace are offered the chance to match that offer, and that's according to the Bristol Live. Mm-hmm. So for you, £9 million, less risky move. Would you want the club to go and pursue this? Because for me, it's a position that we don't really need. We can definitely improve, but we don't really need. And for that reason, I felt like the club have their own valuation. And if we did need to strengthen in that area, they would match that value. But it's a case of, it didn't work, we move on to the next one. I think that's the mentality that I'm getting based on these reports about Semenyo. But for you, are you a bit upset that we're not going in for the £9 million fee?
No, I'm not upset because, like I said, once again, setting my expectations. If we're talking about the fact that our chairman has already come out and said that we're looking into the loan market, if we do 2 loans, the fees are probably going to be total less than that 9 million or 9 million plus that you're putting out on Semenyo. So with that being said, if we go out and spend 9 or 10 million on Semenyo, we're probably taking away from the money or the allocation money for the loans that we're looking to move. So therefore, we're going out and we're getting a guy in a position that's more of a luxury for us right at this point, because we have options and we have good options right now up front in a lot of ways. Yeah. So by making that move and spending that money, we've then taken away from other areas where we could be making moves because we don't have the money now. So I personally don't think it's a good move. Not at least right now. I mean, had we made a couple moves, had we already locked in a right back, had we already locked in a central midfielder, then then maybe we go and do this. But being that we have not made a move yet, we have not satisfied any of the requirements that we need for the positions of need. I don't think it's the move that you make right now. I think it's fiscally irresponsible. It's just not a good move. It shouldn't be the first move we make in this window this late anyway. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all, honestly.
Exactly. I felt like we tested the market. And the funny thing is, the reports are suggesting that, well, what I've heard is that we were looking at this player for about 5 months now, and Bournemouth only for like a few weeks to a month, and they're going in and buying in. Look, I know people.
5 months ago, he was a luxury. 5 months ago, he was a luxury for us. We still had every single attacking option that we do right now. So there's a reason why we didn't bring him in 5 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. We tried it. It didn't work out. But he's a good player on the ball. Of course, he's only scored 6 goals in the championship. That doesn't sound convincing. But if you look at his profile in terms of what he can do, he can still play out wide on the left, which would have improved the depth area there. He's a good in terms of assists and expected assists as well. He's on the top 95 percentile. I need to check exactly what that categories are, but he is good in that bracket, and he's top 90% for dribbles completed and touches in an attacking penalty area. So if you look further than just his goal stat, he does look like a fairly decent player. But look, I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired.
Makes sense.
It's not looking likely to happen, and I don't think we're going to match a fee. We have our fee, and we didn't want to match it, so we just move on. But let's move on to the second rumor, and that's Conor Gallagher. Hopefully, this is the last time we talk about him.
Oh
and
God, please.
Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea will consider selling Conor Gallagher in the January transfer window if the right offer comes their way. Newcastle United and Crystal Palace are interested in the English midfielder. And the reported fee that they're after is 35 to 40 million pounds. If he told me 35 to 40 million pounds when he was leaving us, whether we should spend that money, yes. But T, right now, based on what's been happening with Gallagher at Chelsea, would you want the club to spend that much money, considering that we clearly don't have that much fun to spend in the first place?
No way. Not at all. Think about this, man. Last summer, we got checked to Corey for what? Right around 20 million with all incentives and things included. Right around there, 20 million. We're set up right now to almost not spend any more money for a whole nother year, back to another summer transfer window, possibly. If we were to drop 40 million right now on Conor Gallagher, we might not spend for 3 windows after this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it happening. I'm actually really surprised that the media is clinging to this bull. Like, no, it's not happening, man. It's not happening. I don't see it.
To play devil's advocate here, we need a midfielder. We know that he fits our system. Would 35 and 40 million pound, it might be overpaid, but would it be the worst? Could we desperately need a midfielder? Would it be the worst thing in the world?
We could desperately get a really quality midfielder for half that. It's just that we haven't wanted to spend that money.
You say
that they don't want to spend that money.
Yeah, but you say that, but the players that we've been rumored with, we had that Hamada guy that we spoke about in the latest Palace news. He's not coming, it seems like. And we haven't heard of any other midfielders. So
we haven't. But if you listen to the type of things that Vieira said, he's like, we've identified the guys that we want. We know the guys that we want to bring in that fit the profile. But he's saying it's all up to the chairman now to get those guys here. So they know the people that they want. They know that the guys that they want, but they just can't. They're not spending. So it's like, I just don't see the logic behind us trying to sign a guy for 35 to 40 million when I'm sure if we really wanted to actually spend some money, we could have really got a quality guy for 15 to 20 million, which is half of that. I just don't see it happening, man. I really don't.
Yeah, it's frustrating talking about Gallagher constantly, but look, the report was out there, 35, 40 million pound. Would you guys want us to spend that for Conor Gallagher? I'm pretty sure majority of you won't because it's too much money. But look, that's what Romano's saying anyways from his Twitter HQ phone. I don't know where it works. I wonder where it works actually. Does he probably have an office? Technically, you can do that
Dude,
at
probably
home.
everywhere, man. He's probably
Yeah, but he can work
everywhere.
at home, man. All he has sources. Like, he can just work at home, anyways. Like, he doesn't even need an office.
Yeah, but I'm
Romano.
sure for
All
him
he
to
does is
get in
sleep.
contact with some of his plugs, he probably goes to them too. So I wouldn't be surprised if dude's got a ton of sky miles.
Getting free flights everywhere, bro. I
Mhm.
mean, I wouldn't mind if Dougie had all that sky miles to go around, fly around, and bring a midfielder.
Right.
It would have been good. It would have been good. But we'll see. We'll see. The window's still not closing, but I'm not optimistic. Look, let's move on to the final rumor, and that is, according to London Well, that Crystal Palace could reportedly explore moves for Chelsea midfielder. No, not Conor Gallagher. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, another Chelsea midfielder, and Tottenham Hotspur fullback Jed Spence before the window closes Tuesday night. So T, let's start off with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I actually don't mind this. I think
I
this
agree.
makes more sense than the likes of Conor Gallagher if you're considering the fee involved. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he doesn't really have a future at Palace. Well, I think he could have a future at Palace. He doesn't have a future at Chelsea. You can see it with Graham Potter. He prefers the likes of Conor Gallagher over him. So he's clearly a surplus. So the fee you would think wouldn't be as high. We've seen him at Palace before as well. We know his strengths as in terms of what he can do on the ball and off the ball. He's tall, he's physical. He can play as a number 8. I'm a firm believer of that. And he just moves from Chelsea to Palace. It's a London move as well, so it wouldn't take too much. The only maybe concern is it might be his wages, but do this. I would be happy with this. If it's a permanent move, I'm not doing another loan move. I beg you.
This is
No
pretty
more loan
much
moves. Yeah.
this is pretty much the example what I was saying about the whole finding a midfielder for half as much as Conor Gallagher. Like, I think at this point in his career, where he is in his situation, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is probably $20+ million. Like, that's probably in the area that his
Price,
deal
yeah.
is going to cost you. So it's like, if I can get Ruben Loftus-Cheek for 22, 23 million over paying 35 to 40 million for Conor Gallagher, I'm going for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like, this is the example I'm saying. Like, I'm doing this.
He
You
can play
know,
as a number 8 as well. Like,
yeah,
he can play as a
exactly.
number 8. I'm a firm
So I
believer
think
of
the
that.
thing. So I think the thing. I mean, he played in a 2-man midfield in a 4-4-2 for us when he was here with us before.
Yeah.
So he can do it. He definitely can cover the ground. Yeah, but the two things that stand out with him is the wages. I mean, from what I hear, he's making like 150,000 a week, which would come in and literally be the highest paid player on the team. And then the other thing is his injury history. He can be a little injury prone. Right now, he's healthy, which is important. But those are only two things that stand in the way. And in the matter of signing him, you know what I'm saying? If it is a loan, the only way I'm doing it is if gives us an option at the end of it. That's all, some type of buy clause at the end of it. That's the only way I'm doing a loan.
With him, anyways, I think they will put that option there. I think Chelsea would be very silly not to do that. Because even Ruben Loftus-Cheek, if he's leaving at this stage, he's probably thinking, I need to find somewhere where I can settle.
He needs to be playing regularly. He shouldn't be fighting to be a 4th, 5th choice central for midfielder. He shouldn't be. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't happen. Like, you got Chukwuemeka and Gallagher in front of you, along with Kovacic and Conte when he gets back, and Jorginho. Well. They've got like 6 or 7 guys that are ahead of him, and he's a good enough of a talent. He shouldn't be in that type of situation. So my hope is, if we can get a deal, if we would be able to get a deal over the line with him, is that he would restructure his weekly payments to make it more feasible for us. But who knows?
Yeah. What about Spence? That's been a name that we've mentioned here quite a few times. I'd like to keep it short and simple. If he has an option to buy, yes. But then again, there's other clubs linked with him as well, which probably would be willing to get him on loan till the end of the season without an option to buy. So I think Tottenham will most likely do that deal. So I'm not really optimistic.
It's weird. It's weird, man. Like right now, Jed Spence is their 3rd choice right back, right wing back, whatever you want to say, behind Doherty, behind Emerson Royale, both who are not very good. But then they just signed Pedro Porro from Sporting Lisbon for 45 million. So now you're bringing in another right-sided fullback. Why wouldn't you let Jed go? Unless after this season they're gonna clear the closet and they're gonna get rid of Doherty and they're gonna get rid of Emerson, so that it'll just be Porro and Jed Spence on the right hand side. That's the only reason why I can think of them not offering the opportunity for a buy with him. So, but I'm like you. If we can get a buy, I'm all for it. I wanted Jed Spence when he was leaving Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So if we can get him with an option, great. If not, I don't think we should do it because I'm tired of renting people's talent and making them better and giving them back.
Yeah, I'm tired of all these news. Even I'm recording, I'm tired. Forget about renting. I'm tired of all these news. I honestly haven't felt like this in previous windows. I just haven't. This season is just, it's like I'm not angry, but it's what I expected. It's so far, anyways. It's what I expected. There's no ambition. There's no ambition. But I'm gonna end it off with this. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna end it off with this. The board are setting themselves up for massive summer, and I dare them
for
to
the
not
need for a massive summer.
Exactly, yeah, and I dare them not to improve the squad in a very good level in the summer, because if they don't, then boy, good luck.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will be annoyed, and some people that's been remaining at the club for a very long time, question will be asked about them and everyone that's involved. So that's up to them. I said it. We have to spend. We should have spent in this window. We already know the consequences of what's happened in the summer. Lack of spending in the summer. We have to make up. We have to make up for it in this window. They don't want to. Fair enough. Let's see what you're cooking in the summer. That's what I have to say. But look, that's it from me and T. Of course, we should be back hopefully soon, talking about more rumors, maybe potential signings. Maybe some of these players that we talked about might end up at Palace. But I'm not really that optimistic about it. But thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and until next time. Up the Palace.